Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm your best friend, Gallium, and today we have a Novice League banger. Actually, matter of fact, we have two back-to-back, and I'm going to be here for both of those games with my boy Fentus. How you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. I had a little bit of an amazing cast earlier, the watching the Blackhawks take down Origin in a very close series, and then obviously we had those two great series, the Snowstorm versus Griffins, which just ended, which was an absolute banger, and then the Game 7 Velocity game was absolutely amazing as well. So much great content. I mean, overall, but this is none other than the Novice League. There's so much content here. We have the Kiwis taking on Diffusion. Diffusion, the team who got the bye in the beginning of the bracket, obviously as that 2 seed, and Wisps as the 1 seed. Kiwis did beat Pawns in a close Game 7. Looked a little bit shaky, but obviously they look to bring it to Diffusion today.
Yeah, Diffusion, they retained 2 out of 3 of their members from last year's championship squad. So definitely going to be a tough test for this Kiwis team who struggled against a team that a lot of people think they shouldn't have struggled against. But I say that Fenrir is him and you don't know ball. Okay. Kiwis still on top. Diffusion, they are incredibly good. And Kiwis have to be on top of their game if they want to have a chance to beat Diffusion. Diffusion has Silver J, Div, and Sub Zero, and Kiwi's gonna rock with DRX Shadow, the GM, Beard, and Royalty. So
Yeah,
honestly, bro, for a novice league matchup, this is pretty much the highest quality you're gonna get.
yeah, definitely. I mean, both these teams are super close, and I mean, you got a lot of top players here. I know Beard and Shadow. I believe Beard is the second best rated novice player in all of novice, obviously, and then Shadow I believe is number 6. You got a lot of others in there as well. Silver J number 13. I mean, and I think there's one more, but I'm already too late as we are kicking off game number 1. And it looks like Beard might open up the score early, but that one is going to be saved away. But I mean, this Diffusion roster, the Kiwis roster, I mean, I'll throw it to you real quick, Gallium. What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win?
Honestly, I have Kiwis here in 7. It's gonna definitely go the distance. In my personal opinion, I think Diffusion, excellent squad. I mean, they've been that team this entire season. You know, not including the Wisps, obviously, but they have just been so stellar this entire season, and I really think it's gonna continue here. But I don't know if they can handle this Kiwis teamwork here because when they get going, they get going. Shadow is the player I'm looking towards. He made some clutch shots in his series against the Pawns, and he was helped out in large part due to Royalty's performance. He had in himself an insane series as an open net here, but going to get demoed out by Sub-Zero. Shadow. It's going to take a touch. Div now, 50ing out Beard. Now the ball is in the midfield. Sub-Zero going to take a touch. Oh my goodness, doubling that one. Beard's up with it. Beard gets a touch. He's going to have to corral this one, but Sub-Zero going to take it from him. Sub-Zero, a very, very nice addition to this Diffusion squad. I mean, they had Ryan Gav, who was a Challenger League player this season, last season. So it's kind of hard to replace him, a player of that caliber. But, you know, they made it work. As we see Sub-Zero, actually Silver J going to take a touch. Shadow going to send it down. And so far, it just seems like back and forth action. Diffusion, though, they're looking like they might get a goal here soon.
Yeah, I mean, they've just kind of been feeling each other out. I think that Diffusion had a lot of good presence. They made some great touches, especially in the Kiwis half. But overall, it hasn't looked like anything's amounted to much really. As not a lot of great shots. We see a shot there from Beard, but there haven't been a lot of very quality shots or extended stays in either team's half. A lot of it's just kind of playing in the midfield, letting them take a weak shot, kind of testing the waters of each team. But once we see this first goal scored, we're really going to see the goals start to mount because that's when people can get aggressive. That's when teams are going to start to understand each other's play styles and start acting accordingly. And I mean, I think the Kiwis are just really, really good at this like passing play style. I know Beard and Shadow are such a great 1-2. They pass to each other like nobody's business, and so I'm kind of look towards Royalty, who has to make a big save here. He does, but it's off the post.
Oh,
He's gonna have to get back to it, but Shadow gonna bail him out, and the Kiwis get squeak by a little bit, but Royalty definitely going to have to stand out this series if the Kiwis want to beat Diffusion.
Yeah, I mean, he is that facilitator, and honestly, he did look the best out of all three of them last series, but that was a series ago. It's a brand new series this time around, and I know Beard and Shadow really want to step up here as a double miss coming out from Diffusion and Royalty. He's going to get one early.
Yeah, and you know, chalk that one up to a little bit of stream nerves. Div not reading that pop, and neither is Silver J, and that one, it's just going to leave a little bit of an open net. Royalty not going to miss that one. He puts it perfectly around Sub-Zero in the bottom right corner to give the Kiwis a lead, but we'll see if they're able to keep it or if they're able to extend it as Shadow, trying to get a shot off the kickoff, but that one is going to go just a bit off target as it was saved away. But I think that the Kiwis opening up strong, it's a good sign. We know that obviously it was capitalized off a mistake from Diffusion, but I mean, it's a long series. It's anybody's game, but Kiwis getting the opening goal is very crucial.
What in the world? Beard has the fake of the century. Actually, Beard and Royalty have the fake of the century. Look at this play. He sends it down, Royalty with a calculated fake, and then Beard just comes across the face of the net. I mean, Silver J really just had no chance.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a novice moment right there. You can't really read that play too well. And if you're Silver J, I mean, you got to respect the touches of both the Kiwis players because I mean the Kiwis are a top seed. They have a lot of top rated players. The players don't really mess up. And whether it was a calculated fake or if it was an an intentional miss, which are the same thing, but slightly different. But whether it was intentional or not, it worked out very well in the Kiwis' favor, and Diffusion struggling to really read the Kiwis here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're kind of just making mistakes, but Kiwis doing a great job capitalizing off of them. That's what wins you series and what wins you games. Is Silver J going to take a shot? Shadow, very patient defending, high level play there. Royalty going to try to 50 out Sub-Zero. Silver J trying to get a goal here to maybe squeak out this game one as Shadow over to Beard. What a play. Almost just put it in the back of the net. Div gonna 50 out Royalty. Silver J's up with it. He's gonna send it high. Shadow gets one. It's off the corner. Beard, he's trying to find it. Shadow's just gonna try to carry it up. Royalty gonna play patient here, but he might play it a little too patient. Just barely gets back to that one. Great play from him. And now Sub-Zero. What a shot from him, but Shadow, he's right there. He fakes another. Shadow down the pitch, he goes. He's trying to find any touch to ice this game, and I think he just might have, as this Kiwis team has won game one, 2-0, and what a way to start.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly a really good way. I mean, I'm not gonna say Kiwis really earned any of their. I mean, the first goal that they scored, Diffusion misread the corner twice, and they got a freebie. The Kiwis on the second one double faked out the defender and got a goal that way. I could see it being a 0-0 game going into OT right now. I think Kiwis played really good defense, but I really think that the Fusion was in the driver's seat for a majority of that game. I'm not sure whether or not Kiwis are going to be really persistent here. I mean, they got to come out strong again, but I mean, with how good the Kiwis looked in their transitions with the passes from Shadow to Beard back to Shadow, they were connecting really well, and having that connection early on, that chemistry is really good for the longevity of the series, because if you're able to find each other early and that persists, you're going to find so many opportunities to score.
Yeah, you really are. As Royalty gonna make a little bit of a mistake there, but that's another key thing right there. Just demonstrated what you have to do to be successful. You always have to be there to bail your teammates. Well, not always have to be there, but you have to be at least in the area to assist your teammates if, say, they get a mistouch or something. As Royalty is just gonna get a shot. What an individual effort from Royalty there. What a play. I mean, he gets the beautiful 50, and then he just goes back to the ground. It's like, all right, Silver J, I've had enough of your shenanigans. Puts it in the back of the net. What a goal.
Yes. Speaking of shenanigans, I absolutely love that hat you were showing off to the stream earlier. It's a very amazing hat, very festive for the occasion. But I might have spoken too soon as Diffusion trying to get a goal here. I think that the Kiwis have done really well. I mean, obviously Royalty had a great solo play, but they have time and time again Shadow putting a shot on net. They had quality shots all game. Diffusion trying to just dive across the net to save them, and Silver J not going to read that touch there off the corner, and Shadow going to bury that one in, and Kiwis scoring 2 goals here, much more dominant, much more earned, and I mean they're still going strong.
I mean, this completely wipes away any doubt that they are in the driver's seat now. I mean, last series they had against Pons, they went down 2-0 in the series. So, I mean, just polar opposite starters. Royalty, I mean, let the man just do whatever he wants. What a performance from him. And you know what? I mean, he's just passed it to himself. I mean, he is a one-man army on the offensive front. What a play.
Yeah, it looks like Silver J kind of was greeting for that corner boost, but I believe Beard stole it away from him, made sure he was boostless, not able to get back to that touch off the backboard. And I think that Kiwis have just done a really good job of keeping possession. It seems like any time that Diffusion has really made a play on the ball, it's either 50'd or going right to a Kiwis defender who's lying in wait. And so they've been really
Oh,
patient. A great shot there from Royalty, at least off the corner. Maybe a little bit of, he gets a dunk there, and I believe he just gets the beat on Sub-Zero in a great angle.
wow.
And I mean, Royalty having himself a game, let me tell you what.
I mean, he's absolutely balling right now. I mean, he was. I talked to a couple people, you know, because Novice didn't get streamed a whole lot because they didn't have a whole lot of games. I talked to a couple people, and they were like, "Yeah, the Beard and Shadow duo is insane." They never mentioned Royalty, and I think it's because he kind of took a back seat, let them kind of cook a little bit during the regular season. But in this playoffs, he's been spectacular. But it doesn't matter. He's gonna get demoed, and Sub-Zero finally gets a goal for Diffusion.
Yeah, I mean, you could be the best player ever, but if you're not on the field, you can't save the ball. And I mean, Sub-Zero putting just a little bit of an easy shot on net, but Silver J absolutely decimating the defense, and Diffusion get on the board here. Maybe a little bit of signs of life, but I mean, I'm really looking for them to step up. They really have looked out of sorts. They have not really played very well, and I mean, Silver J is one of those players who I'm looking to. It looks like he hasn't really done much this game. He has 18 points in the first 2 minutes. I mean, I feel like he's gotten those two demos, so maybe I should credit him for an assist, but I feel like he's been a little bit lackluster, and the shooting from Diffusion as a whole has just not really been that great. They had a couple good shots in game number 1, but besides that, there wasn't really anything threatening on the net.
Yeah, what you have to do always is just tell the other team you're confident with your car language, right? You have to, I'm not saying go for stupid things, but you have to challenge balls with confidence and a little gusto to tell the other team, like, oh, he's in this series, he's for real, you know? And I feel like this Diffusion team, they just look so out of sorts right now that Kiwis, they feel like they can do whatever they want. And, you know, I don't really blame them for feeling like that, as we see Div and Beard almost going to collide there. It's 4-1, but it's not over just yet, as Diffusion just gets double fake there. A little bit of a miscommunication. The comms just have to be a little better from them, as Sub-Zero sends it down the pitch. He's going to get another one. Sub-Zero needs to light the spark in this team. Div gets one. Can't find the second. Royalty, what a challenge. This should be a goal from Shadow, but he's going to elect to fake. I mean, you really can't hate that play. I love a good fake. Wait a second. Sub-Zero. Oh, my goodness. He almost just peaked on the entire Kiwis roster, but it's still going to be a 4-1 game here, Ventus.
Yeah, and it looks like Diffusion getting a lot of shots, but Kiwis are pretty much just parking the bus. They're just sitting everybody in the goal or on their goal line, just waiting for the shots to come, and there isn't that much of a good follow-up, or there's nobody going and demoing like Silver J did in the first goal, as that one just going to be off target as well. And I mean, Kiwis are even getting demos in the midfield where they're freeing up some of this pressure. And I just feel like from Diffusion, their offense hasn't been enough. They've been peppering shots on net, but none of them have been really quality, as this one might be the first quality shot we've seen in a while, as Sub-Zero going to get a little bit of a dribble play and get a bump on that last defender in Dr. Shadow.
I mean, tell me you play ones without telling me you play ones. Sub-Zero flicking it over one. He's going to control that ball and go for the bump play. Very good play, especially in that situation. What a play from him. I mean, he's having himself a great performance. 2 goals, 1 save, 7 shots. So he's been the offensive catalyst for this team. And even if they don't win this game too, I expect to see more of him in the future. And I think he's definitely a bright spot on this team as Beard's chasing this one down. Beard's going to get a touch. He's going to try to find another as Beard is just absolutely clearing the entire lobby. He's a little awkward. Gets the touch over to Shadow. We see Sub-Zero. Can't get the touch. Royalty sends it off the ceiling. Sub-Zero over to Royalty. It's off the backboard. Beard can't find the touch, but what an attempt from him. He tries to fly over and get the 50, but Sub-Zero doesn't have boost. You gotta act like you don't have boost even when you don't. And that's a good rule to live by. Is wait a second. Oh, he missed the double tap. That could have been such a huge goal. And Div just letting it all slip away here. That's not ideal. Sub-Zero, he's gonna be up with it. Shadow is gonna get a touch. Now it's over to Div. He gets a single touch. Can he find a second? No, he doesn't, but he fakes out one. Shadow with a nice touch. 15 seconds remaining. They just need to wind this clock down. Silver J, over to Shadow. Shadow can't find anything else. Div sends it back over, and I think that's it. Kiwis going up 2-0 in the series. My question to you, Ventus, do you take your time out here?
I mean, that's a tough one. If I'm just Diffusion, I just feel like I'm doing way too much. I feel like I'm trying to go for all these fancy plays. I mean, we were talking about Sub-Zero going for a crazy double tap angle. He almost hit it, but like he didn't. I mean, Div is going for these like super high pop, going for a double touch off the ceiling, where they're going for all these like crazy mechanical plays and they're not hitting them. And I feel like Kiwis are just staying grounded, letting them throw themselves at the ball and just kind of popping it towards net. And I just don't think that I think that they just need to settle down. They need to just slow their play a little bit more, focus more on how they're getting their touches, because they are all putting up some great solo plays, but none of them have really worked out. I don't think that they need to use the timeout yet. I think they've played pretty close, especially towards the latter half. They were able to keep up and get a lot of pressure without getting scored on. But I mean, it's a really 50-50 for the timeout there. I think it could have gone either way. I think that Diffusion was happy or they were accepting with their turnout in the first two games. And I think that they're going to just try to build upon it. And if they really need to, they can use the timeout to start the reverse sweep. But obviously the reverse sweep, it's only happened 6 times in Nemesis history. But 2 of those have already happened in this playoffs. But a great shot from Beard might start me thinking that it's going to have to be a reverse sweep again.
I mean, I'm fearing the Beard right now. What a play from him. Insane read. He's just going to put it in the back of the net. He didn't have the performance I think he wanted to have against the Pawns, but way to show up now. I mean, I'm pretty sure this Kiwis team would rather him show up for the semifinals rather than the quarters. And what a way to do so, as Sub-Zero is going to send it to the sidewall. In 3 games, Diffusion has 2 goals, and both of them were scored by 1 player. So they really need to start distributing the ball, spreading the wealth a little bit, and they need to get goals here as Royalty down to Shadow. Shadow with the 50. Royalty's just going to chase it. He has the boost, sends it off the corner. Sub-Zero can't read that one. Silver J gets a touch. Beard accidentally gets a little bit of a pinch there. Shadow. Down the pitch it goes. Div going to send it high. Trying to find another. He is successful. Beard over to Royalty. Royalty, what a save by Sub-Zero. Really had to get up there and stretch to that ball. Royalty. He's up with 1, trying to make a huge play here. Tries to get a bump, but Sub-Zero, again, playing stellar defense so far. I mean, it just seems like both these teams kind of going back and forth here. We usually see that, and then there's just an explosion of goals. So might happen, at some point, as, wait a second, a bit of a miss coming out in Royalty. He's going to get his first of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Kiwis had a lot of pressure for the majority of the game here. For the first 2 minutes, they have 5 shots. Diffusion has 0. They haven't even been able to shoot the ball on the Kiwis net to make them force a save. And I feel like Beard, he's been playing so well. I know he, in the regular season, was absolutely dominant. I had him in Fantasy League. He was a big reason why I won my Nemesis Fantasy League. Not to brag or anything. But,
oh, yeah, of course.
But I just know he has such a great play style, and he plays so well in these clutch moments. But, I mean, there's a clutch moment right there in Sub-Zero. Another little bit of a solo play. Gonna kind of not get the flick he wanted, but the flick he needed to get past Royalty.
I mean, these 2 former champions really need to step up and help the poor kid out. I mean, he has been the only one who's scored a goal so far. Diffusion really needing to spread the wealth, as I mentioned previously, but rings even more true now that they're only down by 1. Shadow gets a little bit of a pass out. Sub-Zero can't find the touch. Beard over to Royalty. Royalty can't find it. And now it's Div sending it back with Beard. Nice intercept. Silver J over to Div. Div, what a pass. Shadow there to read that one all the way. What a defensive play by him. Sub-Zero just going to get a touch. Royalty sends it off the sidewall. He's going to get one more. It's floating there. Goes over Beard. Shadow tries to find the target, but unfortunately just a little bit wide. Beard over to Shadow. Shadow can't find the touch, and that's a third man commit, and that is going to be the first goal that is going to be scored for the Diffusion. That's anyone other than Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and Div just does really well to read that touch off Dr. Shadow. It's a very hard touch, and Dr. Shadow couldn't get back to it. And so being able to recognize that early and make a good challenge and just put that one right on net over the last defender of Kiwis. A good sign. I feel like Diffusion still has been trying to do too much. I mean, we see these plays where Div's passing it, or they're passing it up to Div, who's on the back wall, and he's passing it back into the midfield, and he's going for these. They're going for these like crazy plays, but it's all these plays that are so hard to hit, especially for Novice. I mean, you don't see many players hitting these kind of shots frequently. In even the higher leagues, and so they're going for all these low percentage shots instead of going for these shots like Sub-Zero has, where he's just taking the solo play, taking the dribble, getting the flick, playing grounded. And Kiwis are doing just that. They're playing that way, and they're capitalizing very frequently, where it's like Diffusion are struggling to capitalize because only one of these players is playing that way, and it's a little bit of a play stylistic difference,
Oh,
but that was a great shot.
wow. I mean, he's shutting you up real quick, Ventus. You know, anytime you talk, I feel like there's just a player who absolutely peaks. So, you know, if you are playing in one of the games that we're casting, you just gotta hope that I pass it to Ventus a bunch, because I feel like it happens more times than it doesn't. Is Royalty gonna get a nice play? He gets 100 boost, and now Shadow is gonna 50 it out. It's off the ceiling now. Div sends it down the pitch. Royalty has to be the last one back. Plays time here. Wonderful play and a beautiful pinch from him. Div now. 0 boost. He gets a touch. Gets the boost. He's up. He misses his touch. Now it's Beard's turn. He gets a nice 50. Silver J up with it. Sends it down. Royalty with 1. Tries to find any more, but 2 up for Diffusion. 35 seconds remaining. Shadow. Oh my goodness. Just takes it around the whole defense, but he can't find it. Royalty with the shot. Silver J sends it back out. Beard with a nice 50. He gets demoed for his troubles. Now Diffusion trying to start a counterattack here. Silver J up with 1. Div's just jumping with no boost. Interesting decision. Sub-Zero sends it off the corner. Can't find the touch. Royalty over to Beard. Sub-Zero, he's going to have to chase this one, but he's going to allow his teammate Silver J to take it. What a demo. What a bump from him. Div's just not there. Can he shoot it? Not in time. As wait a second, it could go the other way here, but unfortunately can't get the touch. What an interesting last couple of minutes, Ventus.
I mean, it's super unfortunate for Diffusion. I thought that was a great play there by Sub-Zero to go for the demo, go for the bump, open up the field. But it seemed like Diffusion wasn't on the same page. Once again, Div staying a little bit farther back, not being able to be there for that pass that Silver J had. And this was a great shot by Beard. And that one is going to put the dagger in. I mean, a great angle, able to read that ball off the corner so well from that touch from Royalty. And Kiwis take game number 3, looking to complete this sweep, and Diffusion having to look to potentially, well, use their timeout for sure, but then they have to perform the 7th only reverse sweep ever to record in the playoffs, and that, I mean, that's a tall feat.
Oh yeah, especially in Novice. I don't think a reverse sweep has happened in Novice, but I'm not sure. And a big reason for that is the lack of adjustments. I talked about it the other Novice game that we casted. It's a problem in the Novice League that teams just don't adjust to any of the plays that the other team is bringing out. If a team counters your play style, you have to do everything in your power to try to adjust to that play style in particular. And I think Kiwis they counter Diffusion just so well, because Diffusion, they're playing like 3 individual players, not a team. And Kiwis, their teamwork is just happening. It's just happening so hard right here, Ventus.
Yeah, I mean, their teammate is really good. A lot of the times we see some great cuts coming out from Beard, able to close off the rotation. Sometimes Kiwis have that wider rotation, But I mean, I feel like the Kiwis have done well to communicate the cuts in rotation. They've had really solid rotations overall. It's a great shot coming out from Royalty. This one is off the backboard as well. Not a great touch from Sub-Zero. This one's going to be a shot from Beard. That one is going to be saved away by Div. What a save from him. Keeping Diffusion still in the game, not conceding a goal.
Wow, that was a great save, but Royalty going to get demoed out. Now Div has a second chance. Tries to get it to Sub-Zero. But it just seems like Kiwis are on a different level. What a double. I mean, you could just see they're exuding confidence right now. Royalty out for a teammate, but fortunately no one's there. Beard fakes out Silver J. Goes for the touch back to Royalty. I mean, you see these passing plays? There's no way a Novice team is doing all this.
Yeah, I mean, their connection is just really good, especially for Novice League. And I think that's something we talk about for this team time and time again, is just how well they work together. As it looks like it may be a little bit of a mistake there, a double commit. Dr. Shadow kind of getting the beat on his own teammate, but a good save by Beard, or a good force into the corner, is going to keep that one from going out. The counterattack did not happen. Diffusion needed to really be able to score that, as they haven't really been able to get much offense going in general. It feels like anytime they have, Kiwis have just been really well to save the ball away. Some more panic along the goal line, maybe a potential shot from Shadow. This one's going to be off the backboard. Div, a great read, but it's right to Royalty. Royalty looking for another beat, going to get the 50. Beard up, free shot. He's going to put that one off the backboard. Div is going to get the read. I thought that was going to be an absolute barrier for Beard. I thought he was going to be able to slam that one on target, but this might be a potential shot on target. Shadow looking really awkward in net, and Sub-Zero just going to take advantage of that completely. It looks like he tripped himself up on the corner trying to rotate to back post, and I mean, absolute devastation for the Kiwis.
I mean, I do that all the time, so can't really blame Shadow on that one. And I've seen like rival and Titan League players do that, so it happens for sure, but definitely have to be prepared for situations like that, and way to capitalize for Diffusion. Silver J is going to put one in the back of the net, and they have life here.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the first time that we've seen a big solo play that's kind of super mechanical, like from Div. He goes up, gets the touch off the ceiling, looks for the double tap, but puts it perfectly off the backboard, and Silver J is actually there. And there hasn't been much follow-up on these solo plays from Diffusion that have been these super mechanical, and it's because I don't think Diffusion really had faith that they were going to get the correct touches or the correct plays. And so Diffusion finally having that trust, finally starting to be there for these passes, especially in that second man role, is going to be very crucial. But as I say that, Royalty looking for a shot isn't going to find it on target. And even though Diffusion look really poised, I mean, I still think Kiwis has the edge.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's just a matter of time before we see how resilient they are. I mean, they've been up this entire series, haven't really had a challenge just yet, but Fusion's up by 2. In a game where if they win, they get a clean sweep. I think they really need to pay attention to how they're playing and how to capitalize on some of their mistakes. But, I mean, as you mentioned, they are playing pretty well. It's not that they're playing bad, just Diffusion stepped it up a notch, I feel like, as we see Sub-Zero going to get a nice 50. Royalty can't find that one. Div, down the pitch it goes. Shadow, he's going to chase it. Sub-Zero into the corner. Shadow, great beat. Now Silver J last to defend. Shadow gets it over him, but he gets demoed. But the Cloud blocked the shot. And unfortunately, Beard could not find it on target. Royalty sends it over. Shadow gonna pop it high. Maybe an interesting play coming out, but fortunately for him, he is able to save it away. Beard now sending it over into the corner, trying to maintain some offensive pressure. Sub-Zero in his own end. He misses a touch. Royalty down. Now it's Beard. Just absolutely, I mean, he's up for it. I mean, he's up. He has his morning coffee by now. What a pass, but Beard, he can't get to that one. Silver J, 0 boost. Beard just gonna, I mean, easy pass. What a play from them, and Kiwis, they're within 1.
Yeah, and Beard gets a great touch there, getting a little bit of a pinch across. Silver J not really being able to react to it, and the ability to just slow his car down, not get a hard touch there, because Shadow is right close by, leaving it for Shadow, trusting that his teammate's going to be there. Another good passing play coming out from the Kiwis, but this might be a scoring opportunity for Div, as he is going to slot that one in the back of the net, completely negate the Kiwis' great play by a kickoff goal, and Div having himself a little bit of a game, having 100% goal participation, 1 goal and 2 assists.
I mean, what a play from him. Really heads up play, especially just sliding at top right. Not an easy shot to make, and I feel like he really really executed very well there. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot from him this series, but this game, he's really showed his potentials. Oh my, Beard, who are you feeling like, dude? That was an insane read from him. Sub-Zero with the 50. Royalty with a ton of boost. He's up with it, tries to get a pass out, but Silver J playing stout defense. Div gets a bump on a Beard. Shadow gets 50 down. Now it's Sub-Zero, and that should be a free open net, and it is in Diffusion. They're up 4-1, and I mean, this could be dangerous for this Kiwis team. Diffusion, they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think that they've finally started to get each other involved in their plays. They've been following up on the 50s, they've been following up on their passes or their solo plays. And I feel like Diffusion has just played a lot more cohesive as a team, specifically in this game. I mean, all 4 goals have been assisted for. They have the team chemistry a little bit here. I think that Div is playing. His touches are a little bit better. I know he's like super fast, super mechanical, especially for Novice. But I didn't think that his touch were that great. But that's a great touch right there from Silver J to find that one in the back of the net. And I mean, that's the first goal that wasn't assisted by another teammate. But I mean, you don't have to be when you put it like that.
I mean, I was a Novice for a season, and some of the better players in Novice, they rock the Dominus. And it's because it has that extra reach and that flicking capability, as you just saw there. It's very dangerous, especially against the unsuspecting defenses of some Novice teams. And Kiwis unfortunately fell victim, and it's 5-1 now. A little bit of a beatdown coming out from Diffusion. What a performance from them. As, I mean, Silver J, he's had his struggles throughout the series, but he's really been stepping up here. 2 goals, 2 assists, 1 save on 2 shots. I mean, he's been really that guy for Diffusion. I know he had that little mistake that cost him that 1 goal, but every other time he's been solid as Royalty, gonna get one for the road, and we're gonna go to game 5 here.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a consolation goal for the Kiwis. Diffusion looking very, very solid. I think that their solo play started to work out. I think they caught out the rotations of the Kiwis a lot more. I think that Beard wasn't able to get as good of a cut in rotation cover for the other wide rotations of Dr. Shadow or Royalty going back for those big boost pads. And I think that overall, I think that their offense just looked a lot cleaner than the Kiwis. I think that they were able to play more as a team, and even though Kiwis still had some passing plays and both their goals were assisted for, I just think that Diffusion, it was their game to lose. I mean, they had some great solo plays, they had some great high mechanical play, but they have to keep that up at the same level over the rest of this entire series, the next 3 games specifically, if they want to complete the reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a generational feat, in my opinion, as Beard out to a teammate, but no one in sight. As, I mean, we're seeing Diffusion finally start to find each other here, as it seems like the demo plays have been what's really been working for them so far. And you got to do a little bit more than that. It doesn't matter if you demo if you can't put it on target. Shadow off the backboard. Royalty, a little bit of a mistouch, but he has some time. Gets it back, but Div gonna pop it high. Gets it over to Shadow. Great save. Bailing his team out there. Silver J just gonna keep up the pressure, but Shadow clears it out. Gets one over to maybe Beard, but Royalty and Beard gonna double commit. Little bit of a mistake here. As this one should be open, but wait a second. What a mistake coming out from Diffusion. They almost just let one man score on them when they had the demo, but Silver J, what an insane save from him. Beard, can he find it? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, Beard. Oh, that's a great, amazing shot. I mean, he gets the reset, I believe, from the touch to the backboard, and then he's going to use his flip to put that in. I mean, you don't see that every day. I mean, a great shot for I mean, Novice player especially. I never expect some goals to come out from that. I mean, Beard definitely feeling himself. You talked about him being crazy in the first 4 games, but how about him in game number 5?
Oh boy. I mean, that was an insane shot. Probably one of the best shots I've ever seen in Novice, and I was teammates with Rooney, so it's kind of hard to beat. So good job, Beard. You really, I mean, that took my breath away, but, you know, the game's not over yet. Diffusion still has some time to work with here. Silver J going off the corner. Div gonna send it off the backboard as a demo coming out. Beard playing well in the defensive end. Sub-Zero gonna fake the challenge. Div now down to Beard. It's floating in the Diffusion zone, but it's gonna go back to the midfield. Sub-Zero with a little bit of boost. He's gonna try to find the double. Almost finds it. That was Almost an insane read. Div patiently waiting as okay, Ventus. I think this kind of brought me back down to earth. I kind of see why we're casting Novice right now. This is probably one of the biggest Novice moments I've witnessed.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the duality of Novice, right? You can go from a guy like Beard hitting a flip reset double tap on top of the other team, and then you go to whatever that triple commit with own goal was. I mean, it really speaks volumes of the wide variety of inconsistency within this league. And
Oh
I
my
mean, Sub
god!
Zero getting a flip reset. Just as I talk about inconsistency, he's gonna come up with an absolute peak of a shot, getting it past Beard, getting it under Beard, who was pre-jumping him, and then getting it over Shadow, using his flip, getting the beat on that last man. And I mean, we're just going peak shot for peak shot. I mean, Sub Zero saw Beard do it. He said, you know what? I don't want to be left out. Let me just join you real quick in the peak shot department.
I mean, what a play from him. And what are they feeding these Novice players as, oh my goodness, what a save. Can they save it again? They do. That is an insane save coming out from Royalty. He really had to stretch that one. I mean, he looks like a chiropractor patient. I mean, getting stretched out all the way there as Shadow gets beat out there. Man, this should be a free goal as okay, that one scared me a little bit. Sub-Zero, he's gonna get his second of the game, and Diffusion, and this is a little worrisome for the Kiwis. They're really putting on a clinic.
Yeah, I just think that the Kiwis have been way too willing to let their third man commit for a hard challenge, especially when they have a lot of time, they have a lot of space, they don't need to force anything, and they decide to push up as third man, elect to take these really risky, not great challenges in the midfield. And they've been getting beat a majority of the time. I think Diffusion's done really well to step up their speed, especially in that beating that third man in rotation. And I don't know. I think that Sub-Zero, I mean, he almost missed that one, but he didn't. I mean, he almost gave us another Novice moment. The duality of Novice. He goes from hitting a flip reset to missing an open net. But, I mean, such is life. Open nets are the hardest shots to hit. And, I mean, when you hit shots like that kind of flip reset, you know you're forgiven.
Oh, as you see, Royalty could have put one in the back of the net. The lead is only one now. Sub-Zero, interesting play. I mean, we're really seeing the duality of Novice players here. I mean, passes it back into his own end to the opposing team. I mean, listen, if they just, take out all the bad and just have the good parts about their gameplay. I mean, these guys could be Titan. Let's be real here. But I mean, probably most of these people are, employed with kids and a life. I mean, being employed in 2025, what are we doing, guys? Royalty, send it off the backboard. Beard gonna take a touch. Beard gonna try to find one more. He's off the sidewall, off the corner, trying to parallel park on the corner. Shadow trying to find a touch. Ventus, what are we watching?
In the world? So it looks like Dr. Shadow gets a pogo, but then gets helped out by Sub-Zero, giving him a little bit more of a boost. And then it's just right over top of that last defender in Silver J. I mean, I don't know how you read that, but that's a crazy play from Shadow, getting a little bit of the pop of his car, and then obviously a little bit of luck getting helped out. But I mean, you can't even describe this as Dr. Shadow faking div out, then getting the dunk and getting the lead. I mean, we talked about Kiwis having a little bit of difficulty. I mean, they completely shut us up.
I mean, not even an apple a day can keep this doctor away. He's absolutely balling right now. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves on 2 shots. He's shooting 100% right now. And the GM really wanting to get to the finals. And he is 54 seconds away from doing so. They can just hold on here. Div, the full tank of boost. He's up with it. Shadow gonna pre-jump him. Shadow gets a touch. Royalty now gonna try to get a touch. He gets as good of a touch as he's probably gonna get. Beard sends it down. 38 seconds remaining. Diffusion, they're gonna have to push here. Sub-Zero down the line. Div gets a nice touch, but Silver J double commits with them. Silver J, he's gonna try to head back, but a double demo coming out. Sub-Zero with 100 boost. Tries to go for an insane play, but can't find it. Div, he has to beat almost every defender. Try to get a pass, and he almost does, but Silver J, he misses the shot. Sub-Zero as the third man, he has to commit. 10 seconds left. Diffusion's last hope as, wait a second, this could be bad. Oh my goodness, what a save by Dr. Shadow as Diff was screaming towards their net. The ball is still not down, and it's finally gonna go. The Kiwis are going to the grand finals.
I mean, Kiwis just they just pulled out all the stops this game. I mean, Beard getting that flip reset double tap, Doctor Shadow getting a little bit of that pogo action there. I mean, getting the dunk. He made an absolutely incredible save, by the way, on Div. I mean, he was able to make a diving save to pop it up to the backboard, and I mean, what more could you ask for in a Novice League game? Obviously, maybe we won Game 7, but we still have another Novice League match that might go to Game 7, so you never really know. But I mean, this had a lot of packed moments and a lot of novice moments too.
Dude, that was absolutely ridiculous. Acceleration versus whips coming up next, though. But I will say that, I mean, this Kiwis team, whoever wins that game is going to have a little trouble against them. They played absolutely phenomenal. Definitely much better than they played against the Pawns. So, I mean, they got their stream jitters out of the way. But, we're going to take a little break here because, we were running a little behind time. But thank you to the Kiwis for giving us some time. So, when we come back, we will discuss the playoff games that happened so far, go through some of the brackets, and preview kind of our games for Tuesday, technically, and then Wednesday. So make sure to stay tuned. Fentus and I will be right back. Peace out.